Here is our little entryway here. I've got it all cleared out and ready for some new plans. So yeah, basically just mirror, a little console table, maybe a little light, some decor, and that should be it. I also need your help with this side of the entryway. So this is opposite of the little cabinet mirror area that we were just looking at. So I want to paint this whole door area. I'm thinking either black or a putty color. What I'll do is I'll just mock it up and then maybe everyone can vote and help me out with that one. I'm hoping to get a new light fixture that's just a better size for in here, and probably swap that out too. So that is the entryway. Painted this mostly with black spray paint, and then I've gone over it lightly with an antique bronze or gold type color. So now I'm ready to apply the rub and buff to it. I'm using rub and buff in gold leaf color, and I typically just use my finger for the rub and buff, but I think for something this large, I'm going to use a stencil brush. Look at this cutie patootie little cabinet. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do is I am going to take my circular and just do a nice clean cut. I don't really want the curve on here. And then I'm going to get everything sanded down and leave it kind of like in a raw wood finish. I may end up needing to bleach this after I sand it, but we'll see. I am so close. So I have this last drawer left to do, and then I have a little bit of a mess on the sides to deal with here. But yeah, it's getting there. I'm so close. All right, so you've seen this side of the entryway, and now I'm gonna start to take a peek at this side. So let me show you what I have in mind. So I feel like I have a little bit of a missed opportunity over here. Let me just move this out of the way and I'll show you. So we've got this little nook area here, and I think it could be really fun to put some like white oak shelves in here. And you know, oh, it'd be super fun to put art and decor and all that stuff on it. And I think I'm going to maybe just take a picture and mock it up and see if I like it or not. It is big enough. I mean, it's about 10 inches deep and about 20 inches wide. sides. So it's not like, you know, it's not gonna hold anything. It's definitely big enough for a shelf. So I think that might be a fun little addition to the entryway here. All right, so here is my leftover piece of white oak from my coffee table. And I'm just gonna go through and get some shelves cut out of this. All right, so this is pretty typical. The back here is actually a little more narrow than the front. So I just have to remember that when I cut it, and the board's gonna be, you know, at a slight little angle, not quite as dramatic as that, but so yeah, let's see if I can get something close. Moment of truth here. Let's see how close I got this. Oh, it's perfect. Perfect, perfect fit. Now 3 more. Okay, all 4 shelves ready to go. I'm gonna do a quick light sand on them and take a wire brush to clean them up as well. All right, so here's a look at the bracket I got for my shelves. So basically, I'm gonna mount this on the wall, and then I'll have 2 holes drilled in the back of my shelf here, and they'll just slide right on to the bracket once it's on the wall. And I think my plan is to take a router and route out the back here a little bit. Just the depth of this right here. So the bracket will sit flush inside the shelf instead of having like a little bit of a gap on the back of the shelf. Here's a little better look. So if I route out the back here, the shelf will sit completely flush against the wall. Otherwise, if I didn't, you'd have it sitting off the wall by that much. Oh my God, so cool. I don't know why I was nervous. This is awesome. Just cut through like butter. All right, so now I'm gonna try to trace this bracket on this scrap piece of wood and see how how well I can cut this out before I do my shelves. Okay, I made a few passes to get the depth just right, and I think I'm all set to do this on my shelves now. I don't feel the need to set up like a jig because it doesn't need to be perfect. It's just gonna be on the back of the shelf. So I think this is gonna be good. So now I need to make some 2 holes in the back here for the pegs to fit into. And I'm gonna do that with this 1/2" drill bit. I've got it taped off so I know how far down to drill. Just go the length of that peg. This is a 1/2" peg, so I'm using this 1/2" drill bit. And I'll show you what else I'm using here. Okay, so I'm using this jig for dowels, for like dowel rods, and it's got a 1/2" spot here, and I'm going to use this to hopefully help me keep my drill bit pretty straight, because if it starts to angle, then the shelf pegs won't sit in there very well. So I'm hoping this will help enough to keep me somewhat straight. All right, they are done. That was not fun, as I expected it to not be fun. But they are ready. I am not going to recommend these brackets. They're from Amazon, and 2 of them were perfect and 2 were a little funky. I don't know, they're just not sitting right. But we're gonna work with what we got. So I thought for certain I was gonna use Benjamin Moore Revere Pewter, but it's reading a little too gray. So I got another sample. I'm gonna try Accessible Beige from Sherwin-Williams and see if that just warms it up just a little bit. All right, it's gonna be really hard to see this on video, but Accessible Beige is kind of up here and Revere Pewter is down here. And it is just a touch warmer. So I think I'm going to go with Accessible Beige.